energy. Put in your booby rocks. Live your best life. Keep doing you. So much energy. Let's stick together with some high kicks. Wow, wow. All right, everybody, welcome back to this episode of So Much Energy. It's me, Jenny McKinney, and I'm here with Jeff Jones, who's back in the murder bin.
Jen, I am, and the weather sucks.
Sucks.
Yeah. Although it's sunny today, it has not been sunny the past few days. Snowed. Yeah.
Does it make your vitamin D just go?
It does. It bums me out.
Yeah.
It bums me out. I will say this, though. For just being gone for 2 months, and I come back, pull into Mom and Dad's sub the other day. So, of course, I want to get a set of eyes on that Harbor Freight. I'm like, how's that Harbor Freight coming along?
Yeah.
Plus, I wanted to look and see it, because I knew that they'd be hiring. I wanted to see if they would, if they had an age limit for my youngest kid.
Yeah.
He's 15. He's all psyched to be trying to get a job, save up money, do all that.
Yeah.
Well, I pull in, and lo and behold, right next to Harbor Freight is this little building. It's in a plaza, so there's like a little storefront.
Yeah.
And it's called Eras Books, T-R-A-S bookstore.
Okay.
And I'm like, what? And I kind of drove by and look in there, and I see a few people standing. I'm like, are they building that? Like, is that being worked on? What's going on here?
Right. I have a lot of questions.
I had a lot of questions, Jen. So instead of just getting out of my car, I pull into a parking spot, lay a stake out.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there, and I see people walking in and coming out with books. And I'm like, okay, so this is a bookstore.
Ugh.
So I Google it from my car, Recon. Yeah. So I Google it thinking like, all right, is this a Christian bookstore or maybe just a self-help bookstore, or is it some kind of just like a specific demographic type of bookstore?
Sure.
Because with a name like Eras, E-R-A-S, bookstore, I'm like, that could go a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Well, this was on a Tuesday, the first Tuesday I got back.
Okay.
So I pull it up on Google, and lo and behold, that Saturday they had a grand opening for that bookstore. I'm like, are you crapping me right now? So I run to Mom's real quick. I'm like, hey, did you see that there's a bookstore up there in the shopping plaza? And she's like, oh yeah, they had a line all the way around the building the other day when they opened. I go, what the hell? I go, let's go there. So we go there, we walk in. Right off the gate, I see a coffee shop. I already like this place already. I see a coffee shop, and I see like some Harry Potter and something else that caught my eye that looked familiar. And I'm like, okay, this is just like a regular bookstore.
Yeah.
With a coffee shop.
Oh my God.
So I go back, order a coffee. I start walking around the bookstore. Not very many people in there, but from the sounds of it, between Mom and Andrea both told me that they had a ridiculous grand opening.
Yeah.
Like, so good for them. I hope it was like enough to sustain them for a long time.
Right.
Useful stores don't come into that plaza ever. Blockbuster was the last good one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so a bookstore with a coffee shop, I was like, this is too much. And I go in there, so I get my coffee right off the gate. I'm like, there's only a handful of people in here. I'm going to go talk to the lady at the counter, see what's up. So I go up there and I go, hey, I'm just looking for a new author. And I tell her a few of the authors I'm into. I like Jeffrey Deaver, Michael Crichton, James Patterson, John Grisham. A lot of murder mystery type stuff.
Sure.
So I throw out a few of those names, and she's like, oh, have you ever read Harlan Coben? And I go, no, I've never read that. She's like, oh, we have a few of his books here. The first book she handed me, Jen, I read the inlet cover. Oh my God, I was sucked in from paragraph 1 of just the description of the book. That doesn't happen that often. Paulo Coelho books are the only ones that usually, from a brief description, will I be like, yep.
Yeah.
And which reminds me, I have 2 of his books on my shelf in my room that I haven't even read yet. I probably shouldn't even been at this bookstore, but I wanted to see what it was about. Yeah. So I found a new author, pick up a book. I can't put the book down.
Oh, dang.
And on top of that, when I got up to the counter with it, the lady had also wrote down another author's name. She put it on a Post-it note.
Yeah.
So I've been using that Post-it note as my bookmark. So as soon as I'm done with this book, boom, turn that Post-it note into another book. Oh, I was so psyched. So I told my buddy about it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm telling him, I go, and they got a coffee shop. He goes, oh, have you been into the new coffee shop they put inside one of the funeral homes in Oxford? I go, which funeral home? He's like, Huntoon. Huntoon Funeral Home in Oxford got turned into a coffee shop. So I went in there with CFE. I think it's like an abbreviation for coffee. I couldn't find that it stood for anything anywhere, like people's names or something.
I thought it was gonna be called like dead something.
No, coffee for everyone. That's what I call it. CFE. I have no idea what it stands for. But like on their signs, like inside, it's like, it just said drip CFE. So I think that means like an abbreviation for coffee.
Yeah.
Drip coffee.
Yeah.
So I think they're just calling it CFE. But like drip coffee was like $3. I've been in there twice already, and I've already been in the bookstore twice. And when I was back at the bookstore, waiting for my coffee to get done, I didn't have my book on me because I wasn't prepared to just go in there. But Jay and I were running around.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you got to go in here. So I go in there, we order a coffee. And while I'm walking around, I found another book. And I even told him, I go, I'm going to set this one aside, take a picture of it. I go, I'm not going to buy it because I have too many books I haven't read yet.
Yeah.
And he's like, you might want to just buy that. There's only 2 of them. I'm like, damn it, there is. So I bought it. Yeah, I brought it home, put it right on my bookshelf. I got to know that's the next one ready to roll. I'm already halfway through the Harlan Coben.
It's a good one?
Yeah, so good.
Oh,
so
man.
good.
That's fun.
It sucks because I want to look for more of his books now. I'm sure after this book, but I can't because I already got other books.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Hey.
Peanut asked Mom asked for her Christmas list, and she got Peanut a whole bunch of books. It was really hard for Peanut not to just get the books before she got them because we did Christmas late. Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah. I heard Madeline had a crazy experience out there.
Oh, yeah, that was so crazy. Oh, man. So, for those of you who don't know, in Michigan news, there was an explosion in Clinton Township at a vape shop.
It was like a vape shop / CO2.
Yeah, they had illegal hydrogen tanks in there. The last audit of that place was in 2022, and they did not have any explosives in there. And they said it's not even zoned for the type of business that was in there. So the business was in there illegally.
Right.
So the place caught on fire and is just shooting out these CO2 cartridges all over. And Peanut lives 5 miles from this place, and her windows were shaking. She texted us at 9 o'clock and said, hey, I think there's a fireworks building on fire. It's just shooting things everywhere. And there was actually a kid, 19-year-old kid. He was standing at a car wash. He got hit by shrapnel a quarter mile away, and it killed him. I heard
that they had like boxes and pallets and thousands of just illegal knives.
Oh.
Like not just like knives, but like the goofy novelty knives where like you can hold something in your hand and there's like a blade coming off here and a blade coming off here. Like
crazy.
The goofy novelty knives. I heard they had thousands of those, and that's what was basically people found them stuck in their roofs, in their cars,
because they were just shooting
trees.
Off?
That's what hit that kid.
Oh,
I'd heard that. They thought it was a piece of shrapnel, but I believe they found that it was an illegal knife.
Oh my God.
A quarter
I can't imagine
mile
just
away.
being at a car wash. You're just washing your car and then you just are killed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dang. You're just trying to get your vehicle washed. Like, man, that is crazy. So I just looked up before we hopped on here to see if they had anything new, but they're trying to get like a whole team together to kind of come in and evaluate the situation, because they just even until 2 days ago it still wasn't safe because there was still stuff that the metal beams from the building are not safe.
Structurally, it's not structurally sound.
Yeah. So another crazy thing, I mean, this is not even on the same level of crazy, but you got me some Garbage Pail tarot cards.
Yes, I did. I'm glad
Christmas.
You finally got them. I got them for you for Christmas. You just finally got them.
Dang, they are so freaking cool. But the crazy part is that I got you Garbage Pail gifts too, which is like...
I thought that was hilarious. And nobody here had any answers because I come home, there's just a bag in front of my dresser. And I'm like, what the hell is this? And the kids Andrea were like, oh, it's what Toots got you for Christmas. I go, oh, no doubt. All Garbage Pail stuff.
Yep.
Hilarious.
Yeah. So that picture is actually an artist rendition. She does velvet print, I guess. And it's like a blacklight picture. So it's like Spacey Stacy, but it's kind of like alien-ish.
Oh, yeah.
But that's her design.
Oh, is it? 'Cause I was
Yeah.
gonna say I'd never heard of Spacey Stacy.
It's basic, but if you look at the banner, it says like Our Lady of something.
Is it Our Lady of the Universe?
It's something,
like
but
that?
it's not Garbage Pail Kids. So it's,
No.
but it's her rendition of it. But
I
I
just
saw
thought
that
that
and
was.
I was
I
like-
actually just thought that was part of the picture as well.
oh no, it's like her own. She created that artwork.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, that was pretty crazy. I opened this and I was like, oh, like I couldn't even tell you because you didn't get to gift yet, you know?
Yeah, Ma was with me when I bought that. Found it.
Yeah. Oh man, I was like, this is amazing.
I just thought it was funny that I got you tarot cards that are Garbage Pail Kids,
Yeah.
but tarot cards.
Right. They're really fun and they're nice. I mean, they're like foiled ones. They're like shiny too.
Oh,
yeah.
are they? Nice. Good
Yeah.
deal. Good
Yeah.
deal.
I think I sent a Jen the same picture and snapshot at the same time. I sent you a picture of a Fazoli's. Have you ever been to a Fazoli's?
I've never been to a Fazoli's.
Okay, so they have that here in the South. I don't know if we have that up north. I don't think so.
No.
It's like a pasta place, but you can drive through. It's like a drive-through.
No, never heard of it.
Yeah. So that was the one with the sign. Did I send you this one with the sign?
No.
Where it said, "Congratulations, Kyle, Asso of the month." Like probably it's supposed to be Kyle, like employee of the month, but it
You
said
did send that to me, and
Yeah.
I even looked up the word "asso" to see if it was like Spanish for like something.
yeah.
I think all I could think was that they were trying to abbreviate associate. Associate of the month.
But it's ASSO. So
I know.
Asso of the month.
Asso of the month.
Or like I guess whoever put that sign up didn't like Kyle too much.
Obviously.
Kyle, Asso of the month.
My guess is they made runner-up put it up.
Yeah. And then there's this picture too. I don't know if you can just see this. So it says beef smuggling level or beer smuggling level. So this is like next level beer smuggler. Okay.
Right.
It says burrito, and it's her beer in a burrito, like a tortilla shell with
With a beer can rolled up in
with
it.
tinfoil around it, but she's got her beer in it. So it would look like
That's
she's
a
trying to eat
burrito.
it, but it's a beer. I was
That's
like,
pretty good.
oh my god, burrito.
Nice.
Yeah. And then I was at the gym this week. Look, I sweat my balls off, my exercise balls off.
Pair of balls laying on the ground.
Oh man, that's been a good time. I did send this picture to you. It says, I'm not in fighting shape, but this will be no problem. And somebody took a picture of a sign. It says Christmas Bazaar and Craft Show. Fight children with diabetes fundraiser. Like you get to fight the children with diabetes.
Yeah, when you said that, that's how I read it too. Like basically, like come fight children with diabetes.
Yeah, you're gonna get on your boxing gloves. The person said, I'm not in fighting shape, but this will be no problem. Oh my gosh. That was so stupid funny. Yeah. And then the last little picture I wanted to show you. Can you see it? The zebra?
Oh yeah, is that the fruit stripe gum?
Yeah. And it says, my tolerance for people lasts this long.
As long as the taste in fruit stripe gum, about 4 seconds. It's really good gum for like 5 seconds.
It's so good. Right at the beginning. Yeah.
And then for even gum, it turns into like a wax.
I know.
Not even like a good gum
Oh.
after that.
Speaking of wax, Dairy Queen is bringing back the cherry dipped cone.
Yeah, they got rid of that for a long time.
Yeah, I was
I'm not
sad.
sure why.
I don't know. But I had it maybe probably the last little bit before they discontinued it. And I don't know. I used to love that as a kid. That was my favorite. But if it's not hard enough, it gets kind of waxy. And like,
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the dipped cones. Andrea likes them also. I'm
oh
not a fan.
man, I do love I love cherry sundaes. Oh,
I like anything like brownie, like some kind of brownie supreme bowls.
Yeah.
Like at Baskin out in California, I was getting like a brownie Super Bowl, like at least every night, every other night. It was
Yeah.
right in the parking lot of the hotel. It was so hard not to walk over there. And what sucks is we got in the habit of going over there, 8 o'clock, getting hopped up on basking, and then going to bed.
Oh,
All
your
hopped
heart's
up,
like, what the
milk
hell?
and dairy, everything. The whole system's in a whirlwind.
Yeah, what the hell? We have a new cookie place here. There's cookie places popping up all over now, you know? And so we have like Crumble Cookie, Insomnia Cookie. But there's a new one. It's not a chain, and it's called Charlie's Cookie Company. And Charlie is a dog. He's like a little bulldog, but he's like their mascot. And we went in there Saturday night, and their cookies are $8 a piece for one cookie. But they're pretty big. They're like a jumbo, like
The size of your face.
yeah, kind of the size of my face. So today, random, I found a gift card downstairs, and I looked up the total. Like I called and got the total. It was $9.79 left, and I was like, "Hey, I can get a Charlie's cookie."
Hell yeah!
Dang, we got 4 cookies, and it was like $35 because of the tax. Oh man.
Yeah. The craziest thing I had heard recently was, or not heard, experienced was we stopped. There was a place to eat. We decided to eat lunch at a truck stop right by the job site out in California.
Okay.
The truck stop had a Taco Bell, a Pizza Hut, like the regular gas station, and then like a full family restaurant attached to it. Well, we're kind of in a hurry, so they're like, "Hey, we're gonna get Taco Bell." I'm like, "All right, cool. I'll grab Pizza Hut."
Yeah.
The only pizza you can get are personals that are sitting up there. Like you can't just order a pizza.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
So it's like,
you just walk up, grab a person.
Oh, it may not even be hot. It's just ready.
There was no chance that it was hot. You could tell by these pizzas sitting under this lamp. It was no good.
Okay.
However, I really was already psyched to get Pizza Hut before I knew that was the program there.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh well. So I'm like, well, I'm gonna need 2 of these. So I go up and grab 2 personals. I go over to the register and pay. Guess how much? 2 personal pepperoni pizza. 1 personal pepperoni, 1 cheese. They only had 1 pepperoni left. I took the pepperoni
Okay.
and a cheese. Guess how much 2 little personal pizzas at a Pizza Hut truck stop? That's right, Jen, $32.
Oh my
$32. I could not believe it.
You're like, are you shitting me?
Yeah. Yeah.
$32.
I sit down, those guys come sit at the table, and they're like, "How much did you pay for those pizzas?" I go, $32. I go, why? And they're like, just for 2 of them at Taco Bell, $58. For just 2
What
regular
is
size. They're
happening?
the same size as me. They didn't like eat some ridiculous amount of food.
Right.
We were just on lunch. Yeah. Apocalypse prices.
What is happening?
No, I don't. I never again.
Oh my god.
Never again.
That is ridiculous. Before you got home, I went up north, and that's why we're actually late on a podcast, because I overbooked myself when I was up north and didn't have time to record. Then when I got back, I was still overbooked, and I just finished up a class. I had haircuts coming out of the woodwork. I mean, it was crazy, right?
Right.
So when I was up there, for the first night, we go to Meijer, right? Because we don't have Meijer here. Go in there. Did you get your Better Made tin?
I did. I did. I just got it today, actually.
Oh, okay, sweet. So Better Made chips up north have chocolate-covered chips, like potato chips dipped in chocolate.
Yep.
Which you did not get because I ate them out of the tin.
Yes, I did not get the tin. No, I have the empty-ass tin.
The tin was pretty cool.
Yep, I'm going to find some stuff to put in there, guitar picks and whatnot.
Yeah, your papers. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
the next day we were going to meet Stevie, our uncle, who only has 1 kidney,
Why do you got to say that?
because Dad would be yelling it at the podcast anyway. He's only got 1 kidney. He's the one that I bought that plush kidney from the bin store. Remember?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to go meet him at Culver's, and we're going to Culver's over in Oxford, right?
Yep.
Because he's coming from up north. Why would we be going to a different Culver's, right?
Did he go to a different Culver's?
No. So our sister and her kids are going to Culver's, okay? And so they call and they're like, "Hey, where are you guys at?" And we're like, "We're at Culver's." They were at Lake Orion.
That is so far from the other one.
No, we were like, "What the hell, man?" So she finally gets in with all the kids. They're all irritated, right? Because she's like, well, why would I go to Lake Orion when I should be at Oxford? I was like, I don't know. I never said Lake Orion, but...
Why would anybody go to the Lake Orion one? It's so far.
It's so far. Okay, so then she gets there and she's like, hey, do you know where the bathroom is? I said, yeah, in Lake Orion. She was triggered. Oh, man. Oh, yep. Oh, yeah. Oh, the other thing, too, I was looking at my notes when I was up there. So we have an ice cream shop up there that we know it's springtime when this ice cream shop opens, right?
Talk about Eva's?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now it's turned into a drive-through.
Yep, somebody drove their car right into the front of it. What's
Right
crazy is
into
like
it.
not long ago somebody drove their car right into the front of the veterinary office up the road and on the other side from there.
Dang. Was this a medical emergency, though? Did something happen? I thought it was a
I
big
know-
truck that drove through it.
I saw the picture of it, and it looked like that truck came at a 90-degree angle at it.
Yeah.
So how it got going that fast at
Oh,
that
man.
angle into the building, I have no idea.
Yeah. We had a accident here in Kingsport that when you look at the picture, you're trying to figure out, like, what the hell? And so a car was sitting at the gas pump. Lady had just gone in to pay for the gas. There was a girl sitting in the car, and all of a sudden a truck ran and smashed their car and was on top of their car like this. Well, come to find out, his dog got stuck on the gas pedal, and his truck just gunned it, and he couldn't stop. It would not stop.
Now, I've been teaching my youngest how to drive. He's in driver's training. I've been letting him drive a lot and
Yeah.
stuff. And when stuff like, no matter what happens in a car, your first instinct has to be neutral.
Yeah,
It has to be. A
right.
gas, a brake, nothing is going to help you. Because he, of course, driving with him, he's like, hey, what happens if the car runs out of gas? He's asking me all sorts of questions.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I
Those are
mean? And
good
everything,
questions.
oh yeah. And the same thing, like, hey, what if something goes underneath the brake pedal? What if something goes underneath the gas pedal? Like,
Yeah.
no matter what, put it neutral. Put it
Yeah.
neutral, turn the key off. If
Yeah.
you just turn it one click, you can still turn.
Yeah,
It's not going to lock the steering wheel on you. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But your first instinct needs to be put it neutral. If the car is doing something you're not ready for, neutral.
yeah,
I mean, I'd rather have you mess up an engine or even jam it into reverse than to end up on top of someone's car
right.
or into
Oh
a
my
ice cream
gosh.
joint. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh,
Like I
man.
told him, your first instinct should be the brake. And if you're pushing that brake and it's not doing what you want it to do, neutral.
Right. Yeah. I saw a valet sign online and it said no stick shifts. Probably because the
Oh.
valet couldn't drive a stick shift. That was,
Yeah.
oh man. I was like, what is this world coming to?
Yeah, the two guys I worked with out in California, neither of them could drive a stick.
Oh,
One of them can. I recuse myself. One of them could because he drives a semi.
oh,
And one has never driven a stick.
yeah,
I told him how we were taught to drive a stick.
yeah,
Because that's pretty much the only cars Mom drove.
Oh,
Mom's
yeah.
the one who taught us how to drive.
right.
Although when Dad would take us driving, it would be a lot easier because he always usually drove automatic.
Right? We're
So
like,
it's easy
oh,
to drive
well,
an
this
automatic.
is like easy breezy. I'm going to fall asleep doing this.
I know, as opposed to driving a stick. Yeah.
Yeah, but driving a stick and trying to eat a sandwich is not ideal.
No,
You
that's
know?
the worst. That's what I told both my kids because they both separately have asked me, like, oh, how come you don't drive a stick? More than half of my cars have been stick.
Yeah,
I told them, I go, you can't drink coffee, eat pizza, you can't do anything when you
Yeah.
drive a stick. All you can do is drive.
you can only
I mean,
drive and pay attention and
That's it. I mean,
and work out your Popeye leg.
Right. I probably shouldn't be drinking coffee and eating pizza and stuff driving, but
Right.
you can't with a stick for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I was going to tell you, I think sometime last year we had talked about that, like, karma meter. You know how, like, if we could get karma points,
Yeah.
like on an app or something. So
Yeah, I've been
I was going to
banking
tell
them.
you what happened to me Friday. I was at the grocery store and this lady comes in. She's hot, right? Like, she's not
Like a
physically
10?
hot. No, she's
Oh.
coming in hot. Like, she's like intense energy hot, right? So she's running up and down all the aisles, and she's like, I can't find what I'm looking for. And I'm on supermarket sweet.
You throw something at her, I would have hit her with a thing of paper towels or stuff. I just would have launched it down the aisle, and as soon as it left my hand, carried about my life.
She was already like all fatoots, right? Like, she's a mess. So I get over to self-checkout, and I'm in a hurry. I'm scanning all my stuff, and it's like, boop, 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 right? And then I look up, and it's like out of service. I was like, what the hell? Why'd you let me boop, boop, boop all this?
I just would have booped it all, and then
I know.
Booped on.
Booped on my leg. So I get out, and there's only one line open, right? Because it's, early in the morning. So, and it's the one lady I was BS with. She's like, come on, girl, get up here. So here comes Hot Mess back behind me. She's like, is the self-checkout open? And they were like, no. And so she's like, I only have 2 things. And so I had like the small little cart. And I said, oh, well, go ahead. And she's like, are you sure? I don't want to like jump in there. But kind of you do, because you wouldn't be saying anything if you didn't.
Right.
She gets up there, and the cashier's like, hey, do you have your Food City card? Oh, no, I don't. And I was like, here, you can use mine. And then she's like, oh, my God, I don't even have my debit card. I'm late for work.
Get the hell out of the store. At that point, I just would have pushed my cart into her and pushed her out the end of the aisle. Like, clearly, lady, you are not ready for today.
Yeah. So I was like, it's fine, just go ahead. It was like she had like little drink packets, and it was like $2.50 for both of them. And I said, I got it. Go ahead. Don't be late for work. Just go on, right? Oh, God, thanks. Okay, are you sure? Blah, blah, right? Okay, go. So the lady's ringing up my food, and I had like 4 heads of broccoli, and they're supposed to be $1.99 each. And she rang one up and then pushed all of them down. I got free broccoli.
Yep.
Yep, because I paid for that girl's stuff, right? And then I go to, there's a new coffee shop here called 7 Brew. They need it up north. That's all I know. 7 Brew. It's the number 7 Brew. It's freaking amazing, okay? I get an almond shake there. I don't even drink coffee. I just get an almond shake.
I'm almost envious of you, because when I go into coffee shops, there's so many options.
Oh.
I don't even look at the smoothie shake side. That's not even on my radar.
Yeah, no. So I get a almond shake, and so I go in there and I just say, it's just a drive-through. So they walk up to you, and I said, hey, can I have what I had last time? And I need this for Shannon. Okay? She's like, okay, it's $12.86. Okay. And she runs my card, and then she's like, oh, I don't think it went through, so if it didn't go through, just pay the girl up there. Okay. So I drive up. She's like, oh, it's $3.75. And I was like, I think it's supposed to be $12.86. She's like, oh, it is. It's not working. You know what? Just forget it. And she just let me have 2 coffees and a muffin top.
Nice.
Just because I paid for that lady's stuff. You know what I mean? Oh, man.
I wouldn't be bragging about the free broccoli, but I hear you.
As much broccoli as I eat, that's pretty freaking amazing.
I can see it's coming out of your hair.
Yeah.
Your hair is all different shades of green.
It looks like leprechaun piss. That's what I'm calling this.
It looks like something. Leprechaun crotch.
I was at the hair supply place, and the lady in front of me had white hair, and she didn't, like, I just come in and she didn't see me, and I'm bebopping around the store. And so I go get more hair color, and I'm standing behind her, and she's like, does anyone even do any fun colors anymore? I'm sick of all these, like, normal-looking people. She's like, I used to do pink or purple or green. And I was behind her, like, just making a stupid face, like, bouncing up and down at the people because they could see me, but she was facing them. And I was cracking up, and she's like, yeah, I live over in Jonesboro, and it's kind of like a cult over there because nobody's doing anything. And she's like, I wish I had known before I bought a house. I was like, oh my God, what is happening? So she turns around because I was laughing, and she's like, yeah, see, like, why aren't people doing hair like that? I was like, well, I mean,
it's hard telling, not knowing.
Yeah. At the Mexican restaurant that we go to, the walls are literally like fluorescent yellow and green. And GW's like, oh my God. He's like, all I see is your face because your hair is like, like green screened into the wall. So dumb. Oh man. Yeah.
Nice.
All right, Jeffy, you got anything else you want to add, or do you want to take a commercial break and then we'll head out?
No, we can take commercial break.
Okay.
Are you the type of person who will slam 2 energy drinks right before work just to end up standing at a counter helping people? Well, hell to that. From the makers of Full Throttle Energy Drink, Full Throttle, bring you the next level in energy drink enhancement, Brake Torque. Brake Torque for when you need all the energy but have nowhere to go. Brake Torque. Brake Torque has been engineered to provide you with special combination of supplements to ensure you have all the energy you need when you don't need it. Brake Torque for when you need maxed out RPMs and no plans to exhaust it. Brake Torque. Have you ever been standing still and can feel yourself vibrating with energy? Brake Torque! For when you're in a hurry with nowhere to go. Brake Torque! Brake Torque!
Because some people are so intense, right? Like, Lee, this is a perfect analogy. So I had a spinal tap, and to fix it, because I had a spinal headache, they put me on caffeine pills and bed rest. And that's exactly like...
What, so you can lay there and hum? Just...
You're like, lay here, don't move. Yeah.
You know where I got the idea for that was the guy I was working with in California. Every day he would every morning he'd pick up like 3 Full Throttle energy drinks.
Oh my god.
And he'd be drinking them throughout the day, but he wasn't doing anything.
Yeah.
And finally I go, dude, why? I go, for somebody who's drinking that much Full Throttle, I go,
Right.
You sure are at a standstill. I go, maybe you should be drinking Brake Torque. I go, or maybe Burnout. He's just sitting there burning out with nowhere to go. Like, how do you have that much energy and you're still not doing anything?
Yeah. Oh my god.
So
That's too much.
People like him, Brake Torque.
Yeah, Brake Torque. I'm gonna start
Just
screaming
sitting
that
there,
at people.
1 foot on the brake and just 1 on the gas.
Yeah. Hey, Jeffy. All right, speaking of Brake Torque and peeling out, let's spin the wheel before we head out.
Yep. Let me grab it.
All right. Come on, something fresh and new.
I know. All right, you ready?
Okay.
Oh, do you remember this shit? Do you remember this shit? That was one of our topics. I think it's a topic about us talking about stuff that, like, do you remember?
Yeah.
Like,
do you remember this shit? Like, remember we talked about, like, BMX pedals, and then you run your foot off it, and it rakes your shin.
Great.
I remember that shit.
Remember that shit?
Yeah.
You remember... Oh, I guess we could save it for next time. But
for
real
the
quick, do you remember growing up when we didn't have sleds and we would just get garbage bags and you just sit in the garbage bag? And that was the only thing between you and the ground. And as soon as you caught a stick, your sled's ruined.
Or
whole sled
cardboard.
ruined.
We did cardboard too.
We did use cardboard and then duct tape a lot. Cardboard, duct tape, and it seemed like plastic bags.
Yeah.
You remember that shit?
Yeah. Remember that
episode.
shit? Yep. Oh my god. All right, Jeffy. Well, we'll see you again. Thanks for being here, and good to have you back.
Oh, it's good to be back.
All right. See you next week.
All right. I might have to do it twice because I know how I want to do it. I don't know if it'll work out that way. All right. Are you the type of person who will slam 2 energy drinks? Yeah, hang on. Are you the type of person who will slam 2 energy drinks right before work just to end up standing at a counter helping people? Well, hell to that. From the makers of Full Throttle Energy Drink, Full Throttle, bring you the next level in energy drink enhancement, Brake Torque. Brake Torque for when you need all the energy but have nowhere to go. Brake Torque. Brake Torque has been engineered to provide you with special combination of supplements to ensure you have all the energy you need when you don't need it. Brake Torque, for when you need maxed out RPMs and no plans to exhaust it. Brake Torque! Have you ever been standing still and can feel yourself vibrating with energy? Brake Torque! For when you're in a hurry with nowhere to go. Brake Torque! I think that went all right.